Howdy y'all, welcome back to another episode of How Can It Be with Allie Johnson, and it's just me. You guys, the exciting thing is that might not be the case for much longer, so just kind of be sticking in it with us, okay? And just know that you're going to be getting to listen to more conversations coming sooner than ever. But thank you if you have stuck through conversating with just me giving you a billion years of monologues lately, okay? And isn't it wonderful that I can just think of things to say? Because let me tell you something, that is God, not me. So if you were questioning for one single second where that was coming from, just please know. I don't take the credit, and I give it all to him, and he's the best. And that's lucky, because if you're new here, then you might not know that this podcast is all about glorifying God in the everyday good, the bad, and the in-between. We start out every single episode the exact same way, just by talking about a little way that we've seen Christ in our life the last week or so. And this is how I saw Christ in my life the last week or so. It's this video, and you get to just be a part of it, okay?
Told you today.
Okay, hang on.
And just in case no one has told you today, I hope that an outfit that you didn't even think was going to work out so good. I hope you put it on, and I hope that ish be hitting. I hope that you find $50 on the ground. I hope you scratch one scratch off and it's $5 million on there. I hope that today you get so dang unlucky. I hope the Lord bless you so hard today. I hope the Lord just bless you. I pray that a random baby smiles at you. See what I'm saying? I hope that you see a white butterfly. I hope that you see a cardinal. I hope that you see something just beautiful. I hope somebody call you and give you some really, really, really good news. I really do. I hope the Lord really bless your day.
You guys, yeah, okay? I hope that too. I really hope that. And also, I saw that video and I was like, oh man, can you imagine if that's how we just talk to each other more often? If we were just a little bit nicer to people, if we just actually genuinely hoped, I watched that video and I'm like, okay, I believe her, actually. And she doesn't know me. She doesn't know me at all. She truly never will know me, but that's the thing is, I watched that video and I believe that she hopes that for me. She doesn't even know I'm going to be watching that, but she hopes that for me. And thanks. And thank you so much. And that's the thing is, every single thing that she listed just barely, those are such unexpected, little happy moments to experience. And how cool is it that we can experience so many wonderful things within our day that help us recognize that there is a good God that is in control of our life in the direction that it's headed. And how sweet is it? How sweet is it to know that maybe the only happy thing that we experience is some random stranger's baby smiling at us. But you know what? Isn't that sweet to experience? Isn't it good to experience anything that brightens your day in any way? And isn't it sweet that she probably is getting so many messages? She's probably seeing so many people who are like, oh my gosh, it's crazy that you said all of those things because I experienced one of them. And I bet there's so many people that watched that video and then went through their day looking for one of those things to happen, And maybe it wasn't that they went and they did a scratch off ticket and they won $5 million in the lottery, okay? But maybe it was that they saw a white butterfly. Maybe it was that they saw their favorite bird, maybe it was that somebody called them and gave them great news. And the thing is, I think maybe 80% of those people would not have recognized those things as a blessing, or maybe wouldn't have recognized those things in a positive way at all if they were not looking. And that is a big part of this podcast, you guys. It is all about glorifying God in all of those moments, in all of the happy things. And the exciting thing is the tone of her voice didn't change every single one of those things that she listed. And they varied on such a wide and vast scale of experiences, because maybe one little interaction you have with a stranger's baby is so fleeting and so small, and maybe you getting the best news of your life on a phone call is so huge. Doesn't matter though, because they're both reasons to glorify God and both reasons to have a good day. And isn't that sweet that regardless of what's happening in your life, you can find something to glorify Him about? And what a blessing. And it just makes me think, there's this cute little poem, and I don't know who wrote it actually. I've actually looked for the author and I can't find it. So if somehow you're the author, let me know, okay? But it says this: "My life is but a weaving between my God and me. I do not choose the colors, He worketh steadily. Oft times He weaveth sorrow, and I in foolish pride forget He sees the upper and I the underside. Not till the loom is silent and the shutters cease to fly will God unroll the canvas and explain the reason why. The dark threads are as needful in the skillful weaver's hand as the threads of gold and silver in the pattern He has planned." And I think that what I love so much about that poem is the perspective that it reminds us that it's so important for us to have. How many days out of the week, out of the month, out of the year are just hard and are just rough for seemingly no reason at all? And how many things in this life will we go through and feel like there's no reason why we should go through something so difficult? Or vice versa, maybe we're experiencing so many blessings right now and it feels like, what did we do to deserve them? Regardless, it is so wonderful to know that it's not in our hands, that somebody else is weaving a wonderful canvas full of all of the beautiful parts of our life that will create such a beautiful image in the grand scheme of things. And that is who we are trusting in. A God who has use for the bad days and who can take the sorrows and spin them into something beautiful, and who can take moments of deep despair and create divine moments of revelation and spiritual intervention that will save us. And I think that it's just so comforting to remember that in a world that sometimes convinces us we're so perfect at sinning and gives us reasons to justify living that way, and makes us think sometimes that we've sinned so much there's nothing that we can do to be saved. Maybe you feel like you've fallen so far that you'll never be able to get out of the hole that you're in. In moments like that, in moments where we think that this sin is so big and that we're too perfect at sinning, how sweet is it to remember that there is a Savior who is perfect at saving. And regardless of the ugly that you think you've brought into your life, He can spin it within His Father's wonderful, amazing, and merciful plan to become something that works out in the most beautiful way and unfolds in the most wonderful way just for you. And He has always meant for it to work out that way for you. He wants you to experience the endless wonder and the miraculous avenues of his grace and his magnificence. He is so good. And I'm so grateful that every day of my life, I have the chance to get to know and understand his goodness a little bit better. And how exciting is it that me right now thinking that I have any sort of idea of just how wonderful he is hasn't even caught a glimpse of how amazing he really is. How exciting is it to know that even if we think we've done everything that we could do to be perfect, even if we think that right now, like somehow we have achieved perfection, which if you do think that, then I'm envious of you. But like, even if you think you're in the best spot ever right now with your relationship with God, how wonderful is it to know that you could always learn more of him? You could always have more of his beauty unfolded before you. There are endless conversations to be had of him. There are endless things to learn of him and his grace and his wonderful plan and the way that you work in his plan. And the way that he has worked so many beautiful and miraculous things into your plan. That is somebody worth trusting in. That is somebody worth talking about every day. It's somebody who has a son worth following. A son named Jesus Christ, who came, who lived, who loved, who died, who rose again, so that you might be able to experience the love that was always meant for you to have. So I hope this week you might be able to feel a little bit more of the love. I hope if you feel like maybe you've reached a plateau in your journey with him, maybe you feel like you learned everything there is to know about him, so maybe it's a good time to take a break. I encourage you to see what else there is for you to find. And if maybe you do think you have learned everything, I encourage you to talk about what you have learned, to share it, to share your testimony, to make Christ an everyday topic, and watch the color that flows so freely into your life. What a blessing it is that we get to sit and watch as he does what only he can do, and what I promise you he will do for you. I love you so much. He loves you more. See you next week. Bye.